You can wake up feeling grateful for your life, then open your phone. 5 minutes later, you feel behind. You see somebody younger with more money, somebody more attractive receiving the attention you wanted, a couple showing the love you cannot find, a friend announcing the opportunity you prayed for, a stranger living inside the house you imagined. And suddenly, the life that felt acceptable a moment ago begins to feel like a failure. Nothing in your life changed. Your room is the same. Your body is the same. Your future still holds the same possibilities. The only thing that changed was what you compared it to. That is the invisible prison of comparison. There are no walls, no chains, no guards standing at the door. You carry the prison inside your mind. Every time you measure your beginning against somebody else's result, you add another bar. Every time you compare your private struggle to another person's public image, you lock the door again. And eventually, you forget that you were ever free. If you have ever felt like everybody is moving forward except you, stay with me. If you have ever looked at another person's life and quietly asked, "What is wrong with me?" This message is for you. Share it with somebody who has been judging their entire life through the window of somebody else's success. Because a lot of people are not failing. They only feel like failures because they are watching the wrong evidence. You were not unhappy until you saw somebody else winning. Think about that. Maybe you were proud of the money you had saved. Then you saw somebody buying a new car. Maybe you felt good about your body. Then you saw a person with perfect lighting, perfect angles, and a body they may have spent years constructing. Maybe you appreciated your relationship. Then you watched another couple travel, exchange gifts, and smile beneath a beautiful sunset. Maybe you were proud of your small business. Then somebody your age announced that they had made millions. Your achievement did not become smaller. Your progress did not disappear. But comparison changed the meaning you gave it. The meal in front of you can feel satisfying until you look at somebody else's plate. That is how gratitude is stolen. Not always through losing something, sometimes through being shown something more impressive. And the modern world has built a machine designed to show you more. More beauty, more money, more success, more attention, more relationships, more bodies, more houses, more evidence that somebody, somewhere, appears to be living better than you. There will always be somebody with more. The machine never runs out of examples. You could become rich today and see somebody richer tomorrow. You could transform your body and immediately discover another body you consider better. You could find love and begin comparing your relationship to a fantasy. You could reach the dream that once kept you awake and feel disappointed because somebody else reached a larger one. Comparison has no finish line. It does not want you to arrive. It wants you to keep running. And while you run, you forget to ask whether the direction was ever yours. You are comparing your real life to an edited life. You see the photograph. You do not see the argument before it. You see the expensive car. You do not see the debt, the pressure, or the fear of losing it. You see the beautiful body. You do not see the hunger, insecurity, surgery, obsession, or hundreds of rejected pictures. You see the successful business. You do not see the years of failure, the family money, the private connections, or the employees carrying its weight. You see the happy relationship. You do not see the silence inside the house. You see the vacation. You do not see what the person is trying to escape. You see a moment selected from thousands of moments and begin using it as evidence against your entire existence. That is not a fair trial. You are the defendant, the prosecutor, and the judge, and the evidence has been manipulated. People do not normally post the moment they are sitting alone wondering if they made the wrong choices. They do not show every rejection, every unpaid bill, every night they cried without knowing why, every time success failed to make them feel complete, every moment they felt like an imposter, every person who abandoned them, every sacrifice they regret making. They show what can be admired. Then you compare it to everything inside yourself that you are still trying to accept. You compare their confidence to your fear, their celebration to your ordinary day, their result to your process, their highlight to the moment you almost surrendered. Of course you feel behind. You created a competition that reality could never win. The person you envy may be doing the same thing. They may look at another person and wonder why their own life is not enough. The person with the body wants the money. The person with the money wants the family. The person with the family wants the freedom. The person with the freedom wants the recognition. The person with recognition wants privacy. Everybody is staring through another window, believing peace lives inside a house that is not theirs. Maybe peace does not live there either. Maybe peace begins when you stop abandoning your own life to mentally inhabit somebody else's. But the system does not want you to stop comparing. Your insecurity is valuable. A person who feels complete is difficult to sell to. A person who believes they are enough does not need every product promising transformation. So first, they show you the ideal, the perfect face, the perfect body, the perfect lifestyle, the perfect relationship. Then they remind you of the distance between that image and your reality. Finally, they offer you something to close the distance. Buy this, wear this, drive this, become this. Follow this person, purchase this program, change your face, change your body, change your personality, turn yourself into something the world might approve. The product is not always what they are selling. Sometimes they are selling the feeling that you are currently unacceptable. That feeling keeps the market alive. If they convinced you that your normal skin was ugly, they could sell you perfection. If they convinced you that your ordinary life was embarrassing, they could sell you status. If they convinced you that growing slowly meant failing, they could sell you shortcuts. If they convinced you that being unknown meant being worthless, they could sell you attention. They do not need to destroy your life. They only need to destroy your ability to appreciate it. And comparison does the rest. You keep scrolling because maybe the next image will inspire you. Sometimes it does. But sometimes inspiration quietly becomes self-rejection. There is a difference between saying, that person showed me what is possible, and saying, that person's success proves there is something wrong with me. One gives you direction. The other takes away your dignity. Admiration says, I want to learn. Comparison says, I will never be enough. Admiration recognizes another person's light without using it to prove your own darkness. Comparison turns every winner into evidence that you lost. But life is not one race with everybody standing at the same starting line. Some people began with money. Some began with debt. Some were born into peaceful homes. Some learned to survive before they learned to dream. Some were told every day that they were capable. Others spent their childhoods being made to feel like a burden. Some inherited businesses, houses, and connections. Others inherited trauma, responsibility, and fear. Some could afford to fail repeatedly. Others knew one mistake might destroy everything. Some had parents who opened doors. Others became parents to their own parents. Some were allowed to discover themselves. Others had to become useful immediately. Then society looks at the results and tells everybody the race was fair. It says, if they made it, you have no excuse. But you do not know how far somebody had to travel just to stand where another person began. That does not mean you are powerless. Your beginning does not have to become your destination. But pretending every person begins equally does not create motivation. It creates shame. It makes people believe every struggle is a personal defect. You can work hard and still face obstacles that somebody else never had to see. You can make intelligent decisions and still be affected by illness, grief, discrimination, poverty, timing, or responsibilities you did not choose. Effort matters. Discipline matters. Choices matter. But context matters too. Do not use another person's timeline to disrespect the battles that shaped yours. Maybe it took you longer because you were healing while they were building. Maybe you were learning confidence while they were using the confidence given to them as a child. Maybe you were trying to survive a mind that fought you every morning. Maybe you had to become your own support system. Maybe your progress cannot be seen in money yet. Maybe your greatest achievement was not giving up during a year nobody knew was destroying you. The world may not applaud that. Applaud it yourself. You know what it costs to remain alive inside your own life. You know how many times you had to rebuild a person nobody else realized was breaking. Do not let a stranger's photograph erase the respect you owe your own survival. We were also given a timeline. By this age, you should have a career. By this age, you should own a home. By this age, you should be married. You should have children. You should know who you are. You should be confident. You should have money. You should have become the person you promised yourself you would be. And if your life does not match the schedule, panic begins. You do not only feel lost, you feel late. Being lost can create curiosity. Feeling late creates desperation. Desperate people choose the wrong relationships because they are afraid everybody else has found love. They choose careers they hate because success must become visible quickly. They borrow money to appear established. They remain inside lives that do not fit them because starting again would look like falling behind. They do not ask, is this right for me? They ask, how will this look compared to everybody else? That question has imprisoned millions of people. People married to avoid feeling behind. People buying things to avoid looking poor. People pretending to be happy because starting over feels embarrassing. People chasing titles they never wanted. People building lives designed to silence other people's opinions. Then they reach the destination and discover they never chose it. They only chose not to look like a failure. What if your life is not late? What if it is simply yours? What if the years you call wasted were teaching you something your future will require? What if beginning again is not evidence that you failed? What if it is evidence that you finally became honest? A tree does not apologize because another tree grew faster. A season does not arrive early because somebody became impatient. Nature understands timing better than people do. Everything does not bloom at once. You do not insult winter because it is not spring. But you insult yourself because your life does not resemble somebody else's season. You may be looking at their harvest while you are still planting. You may be comparing their 10th year to your first month. You may be watching the result without understanding the preparation. And yes, sometimes people are younger than you. Sometimes they began later and moved faster. Sometimes there is no explanation that protects your ego. They made different choices. They took opportunities you avoided. They accepted risks you were too afraid to take. That truth may hurt. Let it teach you without allowing it to destroy you. Comparison can reveal where you have been hiding. Maybe the pain is not only jealousy. Maybe another person's courage reminds you of your own hesitation. Maybe their discipline exposes your excuses. Maybe their freedom reveals the prison you continue choosing because it feels familiar. That does not mean you should hate them. It means the feeling contains information. Ask what your envy is trying to tell you. Not every envy deserves obedience. Sometimes you envy an image you would not actually want to live. But sometimes the feeling points toward a neglected desire. You envy the person speaking confidently because you have kept your own voice hidden. You envy the artist because you abandoned your creativity. You envy the traveler because fear kept you in the same place. You envy the disciplined person because you know you have been negotiating with your potential. You envy the person living honestly because you have been performing for approval. Do not turn that envy into poison. Turn it into direction. Instead of saying, why them, ask, what does their life reveal about what I want? Instead of insulting their success, study it. Instead of using their progress to humiliate yourself, use it to identify your next action. Envy becomes dangerous when it demands that another person lose what they have so you can feel better about what you lack. Their light is not stealing yours. Their victory did not close every door. Somebody else being loved does not make you unlovable. Somebody else becoming successful does not make your future impossible. Somebody else being beautiful does not make you ugly. Another person's moment does not cancel the possibility of yours. The world taught us to see life as scarcity. Only one person can be special. Only one person can win. Only one person can be admired. So when somebody rises, we feel ourselves falling. That is why people celebrate strangers but secretly resent their friends. A stranger's success feels distant. A friend's success feels like comparison. They came from where you came from. They are your age. You remember when both of you had nothing. Now their progress forces you to confront your own decisions. So instead of saying, I am proud of you, some people disappear. They become colder. They minimize the achievement. They search for reasons the success does not count. They call it luck. They mention every advantage. They wait for the person to fail so the world can feel balanced again. Do not become that person. Your friend's success is not a personal attack. If somebody close to you proves that movement is possible, let it expand your imagination. Celebrate people while learning from the discomfort their progress creates inside you. The discomfort is yours to understand. Do not punish them for awakening it. And be careful who you share your dreams with. Some people support you while your dream remains small enough not to threaten their identity. They encourage you when you are struggling. But when you begin moving, their energy changes. Your discipline reminds them of what they postponed. Your confidence challenges the version of you they were comfortable controlling. Your growth changes the relationship. They may ask why you think you are better now. But growth is not betrayal. You are allowed to become unfamiliar to people who only love the version of you that stayed beneath them. You are allowed to stop shrinking so insecure people can remain comfortable. Just make sure you do not become arrogant. There is a difference between recognizing your progress and believing it makes you more human than somebody else. Success does not increase your worth. Failure does not erase it. Achievement changes your circumstances. It should not decide your humanity. Comparison can make you feel inferior. It can also make you desperate to feel superior. Both are prisons. When you need to be above somebody, your peace still depends on comparison. You still require another person to be losing before you can feel like you are winning. That is not confidence. Confidence does not need witnesses beneath it. It can enter a room without calculating whether it is the most attractive, wealthy, intelligent, or respected presence there. Confidence says, I do not need to be better than you to believe there is value in me. That is freedom. But most of us were trained to compete before we learned who we were. School compared our grades. Families compared siblings. Adults compared children. Relationships compared partners to former lovers. Workplaces compared productivity. Social media compared lives. From childhood, we learned that value came from ranking. Who is smarter? Who is stronger? Who is more beautiful? Who is successful? Who is chosen? Who is ignored? Who has more? We became experts in measuring ourselves and strangers to experiencing ourselves. You can no longer enjoy your body without asking how it ranks. You cannot celebrate progress without asking whether somebody progressed further. You cannot create something without immediately measuring its attention. You cannot take a trip without wondering whether the photographs appear impressive. You cannot fall in love without comparing your relationship to other couples. You cannot even suffer peacefully because somebody appears to be handling pain better than you. Everything becomes competition, and competition can build excellence when the goal is clear. But when your entire identity becomes a competition, there is no place to rest. You walk into every room searching for proof of where you belong in the hierarchy. You look for who is above you. You look for who is beneath you. You cannot meet people as human beings because you are too busy measuring what their presence says about you. The attractive person becomes a threat. The successful person becomes a judgment. The confident person becomes evidence of your insecurity. The struggling person becomes an opportunity to feel superior. Comparison destroys connection because it turns people into mirrors. You no longer see them. You only see what they make you feel about yourself. That is another invisible prison. You can be surrounded by beautiful people and feel constantly attacked by their beauty. You can have successful friends and experience every celebration as evidence of your own failure. You can love somebody and still compete with them. You can secretly need your partner to remain smaller so you do not feel left behind. And when they begin growing, you call their evolution distance. Sometimes they are not abandoning you. Sometimes they are only becoming themselves. Love should not require another person to remain incomplete. Friendship should not require equal suffering. If you only feel close to somebody while both of you are struggling, the connection may have been built on pain instead of love. Learn to stay when people rise. Learn to clap without asking when your turn will arrive. Your ability to celebrate somebody else reveals whether you truly believe life contains possibilities for you too. But do not use this message to silence your own pain. It is possible to be happy for somebody and sad for yourself. Both feelings can exist. You can congratulate the friend who got married and still grieve your loneliness. You can celebrate somebody's child while privately mourning the family you wanted. You can admire another person's success while feeling afraid that your opportunity will never come. You are not evil for feeling the wound. You become responsible for what you create from it. Do you allow the pain to turn into hatred? Do you punish the other person? Do you sabotage them? Or do you sit with the feeling and ask what part of you needs attention? Envy is often grief. Grief for the person you thought you would be by now. Grief for the opportunities you missed. Grief for the time you cannot recover. Grief for the courage you wish you had shown earlier. Be honest about that grief, but do not turn it into a life sentence. You may have lost time. That does not mean you must lose the future too. A lot of people waste another 5 years mourning the 5 years they already wasted. They say, I should have started earlier. Yes, maybe you should have, but earlier is gone. Today is still here. Regret can become wisdom, or it can become another excuse. The past cannot be changed, but the meaning of the past can. The year you call wasted may become the reason you stop wasting time now. The failure may become the moment your ego finally allowed you to learn. The relationship that broke you may teach you what love should never require again. The delay may create a depth that immediate success could not have given you. Do not romanticize every wound. Some things should not have happened, but since they did, decide whether the pain will only take from you or whether you will make it produce something. You are not competing with the person who began earlier. You are not competing with the person who had more help. Your deepest competition is with the version of you that keeps choosing familiarity over possibility. The version that watches instead of acts. The version that studies everybody else's life to avoid building its own. The version that says it is too late because starting now would require admitting you were afraid before. That is the person you must confront, not the stranger on the screen. They are not preventing you from taking your next step. Your attention may be. How many hours have you spent studying lives you do not live? How much energy have you given to people who do not know your name? How many mornings began with somebody else's reality entering your mind before you even heard your own thoughts? Your attention is part of your life. Where attention goes, life follows. If you give your best hours to watching everybody else build, do not be surprised when your own foundation remains unfinished. You do not need to disappear from the world. You need to protect your relationship with yourself. Maybe you need to unfollow accounts that consistently make you hate your life. That is not weakness. You are responsible for the environment you repeatedly place inside your mind. Maybe you need to stop checking the person whose life has become your private obsession. Maybe you need to create before you consume. Move your body before you judge it. Work on your dream before watching somebody display theirs. Speak to someone who loves you before asking strangers to validate you. Give your own reality a chance to exist before the world tells you what it lacks. Your mind was not designed to compare itself to thousands of people every day. For most of human history, people compared themselves to a small community. Now, before breakfast, you can compare your body to an athlete, your money to a billionaire, your intelligence to an expert, your relationship to an edited romance, and your ordinary home to a mansion. Then you wonder why you feel inadequate. You selected the best person in the world from every category and demanded that one human being, you, become all of them at once. You must be as disciplined as one person, as wealthy as another, as attractive as another, as social as another, as peaceful as another, as talented as another. You created a person who does not exist. Then you punish yourself for failing to become them. You cannot build 10 lives at once. Every choice closes another possibility. The entrepreneur may sacrifice stability. The traveler may sacrifice roots. The parent may sacrifice freedom. The artist may sacrifice certainty. The person with an extraordinary body may sacrifice time, comfort, and flexibility. Every visible life contains invisible costs. Before envying a result, ask whether you would accept the full price, not the photograph, the routine, the pressure, the risk, the sacrifice. The ordinary days nobody posts. Sometimes you do not want their life. You only want the way their life makes them appear. That is a dangerous confusion. Status can make a prison look like a palace. You may chase public admiration and privately hate the daily reality required to maintain it. You may want fame, but not the loss of privacy. Money, but not the responsibility. The body, but not the discipline. The relationship, but not the communication. The business, but not the uncertainty. The dream and none of its weight. Know what you actually want. Not what would make other people jealous. Not what would prove your parents wrong. Not what would impress the people who rejected you. What kind of life would still feel meaningful if nobody could see it? If there were no photographs, would you still want the trip? If nobody knew the brand, would you still want the clothes? If the job carried no title, would the work still matter? If the relationship could not be displayed, would you still choose the person? If the achievement received no applause, would you still be proud? These questions reveal whether you are living or performing. A life built for an audience becomes empty when the audience looks away. And eventually, it will. Attention moves. The crowd finds somebody newer. The algorithm changes. The beauty fades. The achievement becomes ordinary. If your identity was built entirely on being admired, silence will feel like death. Build something the crowd cannot remove. Character, discipline, integrity. The ability to remain honest when lying would be easier. The ability to continue when nobody is clapping. The ability to treat people with dignity when they cannot benefit you. The ability to forgive yourself without escaping responsibility. The ability to sit alone without feeling worthless. These qualities rarely become viral. They create a life worth living. Your progress may also be invisible because you keep measuring the wrong things. You gained no money this year, but maybe you learned to stop abandoning yourself. You did not find a relationship, but maybe you stopped accepting disrespect just to avoid loneliness. You did not transform your body completely, but maybe you began caring for it after years of punishment. You did not become famous, but maybe you finally found your own voice. You did not reach the destination, but maybe you stopped walking in the wrong direction. That matters. Not every transformation can be photographed. The strongest change may happen in the moment you respond differently to something that once controlled you. The message you no longer send. The argument you refuse to continue. The boundary you finally protect. The apology you offer without defending yourself. The morning you get up despite the voice telling you to disappear. Nobody may celebrate it. Celebrate it anyway. You are becoming somebody through decisions the world will never witness. Do not let visible achievements make invisible growth feel worthless. At the same time, be careful not to use invisible progress to avoid measurable action forever. Healing cannot become another hiding place. At some point, the plan must become movement. The dream must enter the world. You must risk being bad at something. You must risk being seen trying. You must accept that your beginning may look unimpressive. Comparison often creates paralysis because you see somebody's polished result before producing your first imperfect attempt. You think, my work will never look like that. Maybe not today. Their first work probably did not look like that either. But you never saw the first attempt. You discovered them after years of practice and assumed talent arrived complete. Now you expect yourself to begin where they currently stand. That expectation destroys beginners. Give yourself permission to be unremarkable at first. Every confident speaker once struggled to express a thought. Every skilled artist once created something awkward. Every strong body once became tired from a simple exercise. Every successful project once existed as an uncertain idea. The beginning is not supposed to prove your greatness. It is supposed to give your greatness somewhere to grow. Post the first video, write the first page, enter the first room, apply for the opportunity. Learn the skill. Let yourself be seen before you feel ready. Readiness often arrives after movement, not before it. Do not spend another year comparing your imagination to somebody else's execution. Action creates evidence. Comparison creates theories. You can think forever about who you could become. One real step will teach you more. And when you begin, do not measure the value of your work only through immediate attention. The world may ignore you at first. That does not mean the work has no value. People are often celebrated long after the days when continuing required the most courage. Everybody wants to stand beside the finished result. Few people understand the loneliness of construction. Protect the early stage. Do not expose every fragile dream to people who only respect visible success. Some seeds need darkness before they can survive the sun. Work quietly when necessary. Let discipline become stronger than your desire to be recognized. You are not behind because nobody has noticed you yet. You may simply be early in your own story. And if success comes, remember who you were before the attention. Remember the people who loved you without evidence. Remember the days when progress was small. Do not become another image used to make struggling people feel worthless. Show the work. Speak honestly about failure. Do not present the destination as though you never had a journey. Your honesty may free somebody from a comparison you unknowingly created. You do not owe the world every private detail. But do not build your influence on a lie. People are already drowning in perfection. Give them something human. There will always be somebody ahead of you. Accept it now. If your peace depends on being first, peace will never come. Even the best eventually meet somebody younger, faster, stronger, or more relevant. Every throne becomes temporary. If you reach the top, comparison will convince you to spend your life terrified of falling. You will stop enjoying success because you are monitoring everybody climbing behind you. The prison changes shape. When you are below, comparison says you are worthless. When you rise, comparison says you are threatened. It never allows rest. The only escape is refusing to let ranking determine your relationship with yourself. Compete where competition helps you grow, but do not turn human worth into a scoreboard. You can lose and remain valuable. You can be surpassed and remain proud. You can watch another person rise without needing to disappear. You can admit somebody is better at something without deciding they are better than you as a human being. You can learn. You can change direction. You can begin again. You can become inspired instead of humiliated. Your life is not a failed version of somebody else's. It is not supposed to follow their exact design. Maybe you do not need what they have. Maybe the path meant for you requires a different pace, different sacrifices, and a different definition of success. Define it. Do not let the world define it for you. Maybe success is freedom over your time. Maybe it is providing for your family. Maybe it is creating something honest. Maybe it is peace after surviving chaos. Maybe it is becoming the first person in your family to break a destructive cycle. Maybe it is waking up without hating the person in the mirror. Maybe it is having a small circle where you can tell the truth. Maybe it is living simply enough that your possessions do not own you. Maybe it is finally using the voice you spent years hiding. If you do not define success, the world will hand you a definition designed to keep you consuming. More. Always more. More money. More status. More attention. More evidence. But more is not a purpose. A person can own everything they wanted and still feel like nothing belongs to them. Ask what is enough. That question is revolutionary in a world that profits from endless dissatisfaction. Enough does not mean you stop growing. It means your desire to grow no longer requires you to hate where you currently stand. You can be grateful and ambitious. You can respect who you are while working toward who you want to become. Self-acceptance is not surrender. It is refusing to use self-hatred as fuel. Hatred can create movement. It cannot create peace. Build from respect. Train because your body deserves strength, not because it deserves punishment. Earn money because you want freedom and responsibility, not because poverty makes you less human. Create because something inside you needs expression, not only because attention might prove you exist. Love because connection matters, not because being single looks like failure. Let your goals become expressions of your values instead of attempts to escape your shame. And when comparison returns, because it will, do not believe every thought it brings. Notice it. Name it. Say, I am looking at a fragment of their life and judging the entirety of mine. Return to your path. Return to the work. Return to what is real. Ask whether the person you are comparing yourself to possesses something you truly value or only something society trained you to desire. Ask what action is available today. Not next year. Not when you feel confident. Today. Comparison becomes weaker when movement becomes specific. You cannot build your entire future in one day. You can keep one promise to yourself, one workout, one page, one application, one difficult conversation, 1 hour without the screen, one piece of work completed before seeking approval. Small actions may not look powerful. Repeated actions become a life. Your future will not be created by one dramatic moment of motivation. It will be created by ordinary decisions made when nobody is watching. That is where the person you envy was probably built to. Not inside the photograph. Inside repetition. The world showed you the result. Now respect the process, especially your own. You are not failing because your life is unfinished. Every living person is unfinished. The person you admire is still fighting battles you cannot see. The person who appears ahead may feel lost in another direction. Nobody possesses a complete life. We are all building, losing, healing, and becoming at the same time. So stop asking whether your life looks impressive beside theirs. Ask whether it is becoming more honest. Ask whether your daily choices are moving toward the person you respect. Ask whether you are using your gifts or hiding them. Ask whether you are living by your values or performing for approval. Ask whether your relationships allow you to be real. Ask whether the person you are becoming would make the frightened version of you feel safe. Those comparisons matter. Compare yourself to the person you were when growth becomes difficult to see. Remember what once controlled you. Remember the conversations you were afraid to have. Remember the room you were once terrified to enter. Remember the habits you believed you could never change. Remember how impossible today once looked. Do not become so obsessed with the distance ahead that you disrespect the distance behind. Turn around sometimes. You survived roads. The current version of you now considers ordinary. That does not mean the journey is finished. It means you have evidence that movement is possible. Use it. And when you see somebody else winning, let their moment remain theirs. Do not make every beautiful thing about your insecurity. Say, that is possible. Then return to your life. You do not need their face, their relationship, their audience, their timing. You need the courage to fully inhabit your own existence. The prison door was never locked from the outside. It opens when you stop asking the world for permission to respect your journey. It opens when another person's success no longer becomes evidence against you. It opens when you choose direction over ranking, action over observation, character over appearance, purpose over applause. You may not be where you wanted to be. Be honest about that, but do not confuse disappointment with defeat. You are still here. The story is still moving. The next decision has not been made. The future has not rejected you. Do not reject it first. Stop comparing your unfinished reality to somebody else's edited evidence. Stop letting a screen decide whether your day deserves gratitude. Stop allowing strangers to establish the deadline for your becoming. Protect your attention. Study your envy. Choose your values. Define enough. Then work. Quietly if necessary. Imperfectly if necessary. Afraid if necessary. But work. Your life does not need to defeat anybody else's life. It needs to become true. One day, you may finally receive everything comparison told you would make you enough. The money, the body, the recognition, the relationship. And you may discover that enough was never waiting at the destination. It was waiting in the moment you stopped treating yourself like a failed copy of somebody else. You were never meant to become them. You were meant to discover what only you could become once you stopped watching long enough to begin. The invisible prison is real, but so is the way out. Look away from the scoreboard. Look at the road beneath your feet. Take the next step and let your life belong to you again.